we always, Dennis kind of pokes fun at me from the Daily Journal, and we always talk about economic development as a team sport, but we've been doing that now for 20 years, and it surely has been a pretty good championship team, hasn't it, Dennis? Thank you so much for being here. You know, it's my great pleasure to introduce the governor of the state of Mississippi to make this special announcement this morning. Phil Bryant, our 64th governor, is in his second term. Prior to taking office in 2012, Governor Bryant served one term in the Mississippi Lieutenant Governor as the 37th Lieutenant Governor. He's served a term as state auditor and state representative. He's the son of a diesel mechanic, and he also owns and restores his family's really sweet 1955 Chevrolet Nomad wagon, who I've had a chance to sit in. So it's a beautiful car. Under Bryant's administration, though, his legacy is probably the 37,000 new jobs that he's brought to Mississippi and over $7 billion in new capital. As a matter of fact, he's been here a number of times, enough times to create 4,100 jobs and announce over $30 billion of capital right here in Lee County, Mississippi. Today's, let's continue that momentum. Governor Phil Bryant. Governor.
Thank you. Good job. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Tupelo and Lee County. David talked about being team sport. We keep saying that because it has the added advantage of being the truth. Everyone in Mississippi works together. I hear that all the time. We'll leave here and go out to Toyota. We're going to visit the hardworking team members of Toyota. It makes one of the finest selling automobiles in the world, and it includes those team members. It includes the people that are working here. Dan Rollins' team. What a remarkable time this will be. We were just visiting with Dan a few moments ago, and I know that there are some 4,500 employees of BancorpSouth in 8 different states. Almost 5,000 people work for this fine company. Now, they are in such exotic places as Texas. And I did joke with them that I know this could have been in Texas. That Texas would have loved to have this, and the governor of Texas would have had a press conference and bragged about it. He would have said, you know, Mayor, that bank that was started there in Mississippi, they're coming to Texas. I know him. He's a dear friend of mine. Governor Abbott's just a remarkable man, but he loves to brag about Texas. So I'm going to text him when I leave here and go, no, those jobs are in Tupelo, Mississippi, Governor. Yeah, he wins a lot of these because he's got a team as well. But our MDA team, our economic development team here in Lee County, y'all know David Rumbarger. My team's getting a little senior. Yeah, we're graying just a bit, but it doesn't mean we're slowing down at all. You talked about those 35,000 jobs, the 37,000 jobs. Those are jobs that were created by bringing companies here to Mississippi. The MDA team, Mickey and all of his team, Gabby, bringing those jobs here to Mississippi are growing the companies like BancorpSouth that we already have here. 37,000 new jobs. But the real story is the number of people that are working today is 87,000 more than they were in 2011. So our team has taken unemployment from 9.4%, with the highest numbers in 2011, and it reached a low of 4.7%. Been under 5% for almost 2 years. Those are remarkable numbers for the people of the state of Mississippi. I noticed recently there's a campaign going on. Have y'all seen that? Yeah, and I'm not in it. Yeah, for the first time in a long time, I'm not in it. But I love to hear people they're talking about this economy and how it's going and how we ought to keep it going. And the other ones are saying, oh, well, we can do better. I want them to do better. I want the next governor to have the lowest unemployment in Mississippi's history. I want him to have more people working than ever before because I've enjoyed those days. But you see, we don't do it. Governors don't do it. And I don't know if there was a member of the legislature here earlier. I didn't see anybody, but we don't do that. Mike Armour can't even pull that off. It takes the people of the state of Mississippi, good community colleges, good universities, good school systems that are training a workforce. The workforce that we'll announce today, the over $13 million investment Dan and his team and the leadership are making. The 100 new jobs that will be coming here to this data center. 100 more people added to 650 employees at this Jackson Street location. 650. Now, I can tell you that Glenn and I and his team have been around the world. If we had a company on the other side of the world that said we were thinking about bringing a data center to Mississippi and create another 100 jobs to add to the 550 that you've got, we'd be flying tomorrow. Yeah, we would be on the other side of the world, sleepy and lost in time, and saying, please bring those jobs to Mississippi. We're going to incentivize you. We did our part. We helped with this project. But those children, those young folks that are coming out of college, and I'm getting to the age that look like children to me. But those young leaders that are coming out of college that are interested in data systems and banking and IT, and they're looking for a job and they want to stay here at home. We don't want them going off somewhere, and sooner or later they'll take our grandchildren. But if they're here in Lee County, here in Tupelo, these 100 new jobs here in the data systems world are going to be the type they're looking for. The bank's core data infrastructure, mainframe, hardware, software, open system service, network routing, all the type of things that if you go into a classroom and say, do any of you want to work doing this type of thing, the hands will go up. This is the type of work that our youngest and brightest are looking for. So Dan, I want to thank you and Chris and the whole team. We came up here today for this very special announcement to bring 100 new jobs to Tupelo. Professional jobs, banking jobs, data center jobs, the jobs of the future, to a great corporation who not only serves the banking community well, and if you need a loan, I'm sure they'll be glad to talk to you about it today, but serves the community each time we ask. If you need help in this community with many type of needs, and BancorpSouth has always been there each time we've called, each time we've asked. It is that neighborly spirit that sets them apart. So thank you. Thanks, Bancorp. The leadership of this organization has been wonderful throughout the years. And we were so proud to see Dan Rollins take over that leadership position. And he has done a remarkable job. So Mayor, congratulations. You're going to be able to keep or import 100 new IT workers. Those are men and women that will go buy a home. Yeah, they'll buy a new Corolla. They better anyway. Right here in Tupelo, made in Blue Springs, Mississippi. You see how all of this works? And that guy with the Toyota shop is going to make money selling those, and he's going to say, I needed to go out and buy that home and not rent. And I'm going to be able to let my wife go on a little shopping spree next week. And the guy selling those clothing down there will say, well, what a great day this is. I might need to go buy a Corolla. Yeah, it is the multiplier effect that we're seeing here today. So thanks again. I'm honored to be here, honored to have the team. I want to thank the Lee County Board of Supervisors, Mayor, your board. When we talk about economic development as a team sport, it is just that. It's David's team. It's each of us. It's the Mississippi Legislature, whom every time I go to them and ask them for additional funding to help incentivize businesses, they step up and they do it. So I want to thank the whole team. We may be getting a little bit older, but we're always as good as we once were. So we are here in Tupelo to tell you this is a remarkable day for the team. Let's go win another one. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. It's frequent that we get to see you, but it won't be the last time, I assure you. So thank you so much for being here. You know, it's great to work with a team like MDA. It's great to work with the partners that we mentioned earlier. The partnership that we've got at Community Development Foundation is old now. As the governor said, we're 72 years old at CDF. And when you get that old, you tend to rely on your old ways. But I can tell you that team at CDF, and there's several of them in the back, I'd like them to raise their hand at this point in time. Let me just thank them for keeping it real, keeping it renewed. They keep this old guy on his toes, believe me. Thank you so much, Governor. You know, we appreciate the state's commitment to economic development to Tupelo, Lee County, and the surrounding area. And it's my pleasure now to introduce a man who has really come here like a whirlwind, appointed by BancorpSouth's Board of Directors in 2012 as the company's Chief Executive Officer, and then as Chairman of the Board in 2014. Before joining BancorpSouth, Dan Rollins served as President and Chief Operating Officer and as a Director of a regional financial holding company with locations in Southwest. U.S. in Southwest U.S. Dan Rollins' financial services career spans 38 years, beginning in 1978 as a college student, continuing upon graduation from the University of Texas. Rollins receives his bachelor degree in business administration from finance from the University of Texas in Austin in 1983. Active in industry activities, Rollins serves as chairman of the board of the directors of North Mississippi Health Services. He leads BancorpSouth's volunteerism and serving as a co-chair of the Hope of the Future campaign for the Salvation Army here in Tupelo. They're just finishing up their building. He's the 2018-2019 chairman of the Mississippi Economic Council and has been elected to the Mississippi Bankers Association board. Besides Dan's great decision to come to Tupelo a number of years ago, his best life decision was to ask his sweetheart, Becky Buchanan, to marry him, and they have 2 grown children. Dan, please come and tell us more about this great project.
David, you make my mother happy. And talking about team, we talk about team a lot here. It is fun, and if you want to talk about being old, we're over 140 years old this year, so I know some of us are feeling a little long in the tooth too. Thank you all very much for being here today. It is exciting. I want to echo David's sentiments when we talk about the folks that are here today. Governor, thank you very much for being here with us and your team at the state. Mayor Shelton, thank you for what you do here in the city. We appreciate it. Mr. Roper and what the Lee County Supervisors does. Glenn, you know, you had to move down to Jackson to help us out down there, but I'm assuming you're going to come home one of these days to Tupelo. We're glad the Mississippi Development Authority is here helping us. David, the CDF is great in our community. What you do in the community and what your team does is really amazing. I don't see that in a lot of places, and we're glad to have that here in Tupelo. And thank you all for the other agency partners that are out there with us. I'd also like to acknowledge today we've got some of our directors here. Our BancorpSouth Board of Director members are here. We've got BancorpSouth Tupelo Community Bank Board members here. And we have our Community Advisory Council members here today, along with many of our senior staff members and several, or quite a few maybe, operational leaders are in attendance here today. We're extremely excited to announce plans for our continued expansion here in Tupelo. Today we're here to celebrate the groundbreaking of some expansion to the building behind us. This building is a part of our operations center. These 3 buildings and one more just a little bit further away is what we call our operations center, where today, Governor, we're a little over 700 people here. I think we gave you a bad number. Sorry about that. A little over 700 people here serving the folks that these people's customers are our folks that are out in the field taking care of our ultimate customers out there. We're expanding and reconfiguring this building today to add another 100 seats into this building. We've got to continue to grow. It's grow or don't, and the don't isn't the fun part. With the 1,000 people we have here in Tupelo today and over the 700 here on this campus, there you go. It's better than the train that comes downtown, but that's all right.
I ordered a flyover.
They were a little early. As we continue to grow over the next 3 years, as the governor said, we're planning to increase our employment on this campus by over 100 positions. We anticipate they'll include the folks that the governor was talking about: network engineers, data and software analysts, systems engineers, programmers, call center managers, customer service representatives, and the hot topic today, information security administrators. Those positions will be posted on our website in the coming months, and anybody that's interested can see all of the positions that are available in our bank at BancorpSouth.com. Due to this anticipated growth on our campus, the city of Tupelo will receive a $750,000 grant to widen this street right out here in front of us to alleviate the traffic congestion. I'm told that getting in or out of this parking lot at 8 o'clock in the morning or 5 in the afternoon can be a contact sport. And we appreciate the state of Mississippi and the city of Tupelo for improving West Jackson Street. Widening the road and providing for some dedicated turn lanes will provide much better safety for our teammates that are here as they enter and exit, but also for the travelers arriving at the Tupelo Airport across the street and everyone who travels on this road. Our multi-million-dollar investment exemplifies our long-term commitment to sustainable economic growth into this area. We believe our commitment to North Mississippi will positively impact our efforts as we continue to serve our customers and the communities we serve across our footprint. Thank you all very much for being here today. We're really excited about what we've got going. Appreciate it.
Well, that's great news. You know, this is a real opportunity for the city of Tupelo too, because not only does it provide for improvements, but it also provides for more investment in our community. At this point in time, I'd like, because of this decision, I'd like to ask Mayor Shelton to come forward. Now, I've got to give him a little bit of an introduction because he's just come off his honeymoon from being abroad. So, Mayor, are you back on this time schedule?
I think if I ramble, please forgive me.
I'll provide a hook, but please welcome Mayor Jason Shelton.
Thank you so much. It's exciting to be here for this just great day in the city of Tupelo. You've heard several speakers. Our governor mentioned that economic development is a team sport. And on behalf of the city of Tupelo, I want to thank our Governor Phil Bryant for leading that team. Today we see the great results that happen when a team plays together, works together, the success of a true public-private partnership, which creates what my friend David Rumberger calls more and better jobs. And that's what this announcement is here today. Of course, the great jobs created here today would not be possible without the private sector. I want to thank BancorpSouth President Dan Rollins and his team for the continued commitment right here in Tupelo. You know, he mentioned that the bank is 140 years old. The city of Tupelo is 150 years old. So BancorpSouth and the city of Tupelo have literally grown up and developed together, and we're so honored that BancorpSouth is such a vital part of the city of Tupelo's economy, but also the state's economy. Because of banks like BancorpSouth and others that I won't mention here today, Tupelo is the banking and finance hub of the Deep South. We have tremendous banking and financial impact on not just the region around Tupelo, but the entire southeastern United States. That's something we're very, very proud of. There's another team member or group of team members that I want to mention. MDA, Chairman McCullough, the governor, the different officials have all been mentioned. President Rollins mentioned the infrastructure improvements that will take place right here behind you on Jackson here in Tupelo. Those infrastructure improvements, in addition to the grant that we'll receive, in addition to the unanimous support of our Tupelo City Council, and I want to thank you for that. But in addition to that, funding is provided by the 100% volunteer committee, the Tupelo Major Thoroughfare Committee here in the city of Tupelo. That volunteer involvement in economic development, what we call our Tupelo spirit, is what makes our city so special and leads to job growth right here at home. So I want to thank those private citizens for their volunteerism and their commitment to the growth of not just BancorpSouth, but the entire city of Tupelo. Governor, thank you again for being here and all the hard work that you do. I think that economic development will be at the forefront of the legacy of Governor Bryan as one of the greatest economic development governors in the history of the state of Mississippi. Thank you again, President Rollins, your team, each and every one of our partners in economic development, and of course, BancorpSouth for renewing their commitment to growing right here at home in Tupelo, Mississippi, which was recently called Bank City USA by the American Banking Association. So we're very proud of that. Thank you again, and I think let's go turn some dirt.
Let's do it.
All right.
Thank you, Mayor Shelton. Now, to close out the speaking portion of today's program before we go to the groundbreaking, I wish to call upon President and Chief Operations Officer of BancorpSouth, and also a dedicated CDF board member, and a pretty sharp guitar and mandolin player, once voted the best amateur guitar player in Texas. Congratulations. You really should hear him jam. He's on YouTube. Mr. Chris Bagley. Chris?
Thank you, David. My comments will be just exactly like me, short and sweet. So first, I would like to thank David, and I really do enjoy my participation on the CDF Board of Directors to see all the great things that are going on, not just in Tupelo, but in Lee County. And then finally, just to say how proud I am of our commitment and investment in this community that will lead to increased jobs and more economic development in our community. So with that, I'll say thanks for being here today, and I will direct everybody to the right for the shovel turning dirt ceremony to follow. Thank you.